Hello everybody, my name's Idiotic Synergy and today we're talking about the Doom-Flayer, which is a Skaven lawnmower of death. Or something, I don't know, but I do love this model. And you know what, it's quite good because it's resin. Yeah, that's how old most of these kits are, they're either metal or resin. Sometimes they're rarely plastic. And I love Skaven. They need a massive update. I know I can't talk because I'm dumb, but they do need an update. I love this model. This model is really fun to look at. It's just a silly Skaven model. There isn't a lot to say. I like how it's I want to say it's like a vehicle, but I don't know if it is or isn't. It's just a giant like ball with knives coming out of it. That is quite cool. And I do like the little Skaven guy over here. He just looks like a massive gremlin. But there's this guy here who's like, yeah, look at us go. And I like the Doom-Flayer. I think it's a really solid model, even though it is showing its age a little bit. And I'm curious to know what it does in game. I am really curious. And yeah, they need an update. They really do. But I do like the Doom-Flayer. Just because it's a giant spiky ball that's like steampunk and it fits Skaven. It's one of those models that you see and you think, yeah, that just fits. That if you were going to describe Skaven to someone, you would show them this or the warp fire thrower. I do like this model. Anyway, there isn't a lot to talk about. I like the guy's knife. The knife looks quite cool, and he's wearing robes that have got tears in them. I like to think the tears in the robes came from this. Like it kept malfunctioning and nearly gored him in half. Maybe that's why this guy's so short. It's because he's been cut in half so many times that he's now just like a really tiny Skaven. But I do like this model. It is really cool. But there are rules for it, and I'm curious to know what it does in game. So, let's just jump into it. So, the Doom-Flayer, these are the rules. And already I see movement 2d6, so it can be quite fast. 3 wounds though, so not exactly durable. Save of a 5, bravery 4. It is 60 points. And yeah, it's just a giant lawnmower thing that just cuts people down. The weapons, it's got whirring blades, range 1 inch, attacks d6, hitting on freeze, wounding on freeze, rending 2, damage 2. That's quite good. Rusty knives, you get 2 attacks with that. You're hitting on 4s, wounding on 4s. Damage is 1, so yeah. That, to be fair, the whirring blades, that's quite good. Rending 2, damage 2, attacks d6. That's quite cool. Whirring Death, add 1 to the attacks characteristic of the Whirring Blades if this unit made a charge move in the same turn, so it's d6 plus 1 if you charge. Very nice. More Whirring Death. Before you determine the attacks characteristic of the Whirring Blades, you can say that the crew has kicked the generator into overdrive. Oh, that's brilliant. That is brilliant. I love that. If you do so, roll 2d6 to determine the attack's characteristic for that attack instead of 1d6. However, if you roll a double or a 7, that unit is destroyed after all of its attacks have been resolved. So if you roll any doubles, then that's... Like, you could get 12 attacks, hitting on freeze, wounding on freeze, but that unit is destroyed. Hidden Weapons Team. What? Okay. When you pick this unit to be a part of your army, you can pick 1 friendly clan rats or stormver. Wait. Okay, sorry, I'm skipping ahead. Basically, you record this information on a separate piece of paper. Do not set up this unit until it's revealed as described next. You can hide up to 1 warp fire thrower. Oh my god, you can hide up to 1 warp fire thrower, can you? Oh, that's really cool. Why is that so cool? I think it's because you can just, if you're lucky and get movement 12, and then do an advance. You can just advance up the board, and then just... Oh, that's really cool. You can hide a warp thrower. That's really cool. Also, I've noticed something else. You can hide another Doom-Flayer within a Doom-Flayer. It says you can hide up to one warp fire thrower rattling gun or Doom-Flayer unit in the Clan Rats or Storm Venom unit for every 10 models that the Clan Rats or Storm Venom unit in that storm. So yeah, you can hide another Doom-Flayer within a Doom-Flayer. Does that mean then you can hide another Doom-Flayer within that Doom-Flayer, which then hides the Doom-Flayer? Or can you hide yet another Doom-Flayer, so then it hides the Doom-Flayer within the Doom-Flayer within the Doom-Flayer? I don't know, but that sounds quite silly. And at the end of your charge phase, you can reveal this hidden unit if the unit was in which... sorry, I can't talk, my brain's shut off. It's just all the Doom-Flayers. If the unit in which it was hiding made a charge move in that phase, you can do so. If you do so, you can set up this unit wholly within 3 inches of the unit in which it was hiding, and fight in the following combat phase. A combat unit set up with this ability is treated as having charged in the same turn. So you can hide another Doom-Flayer, which then would have more attacks. So you can hide a Doom-Flayer within a Doom-Flayer in for every 10 clan rats. So you can have 10 clan rats hide a Doom-Flayer within a Doom-Flayer. Or warp thrower. I like the warp thrower, but then again, I'm biased when that happens, and there is a better option for some warp thrower shenanigans that you can do. So yeah, I really like the Doom-Flayer. It's fragile. It's fragile. It might not work out well, but it is fun. It is a fun weapon. And that's all I'm saying. It's a fun weapon. It's a fun unit. Would I recommend it? It's kind of fragile, if I'm being honest, but I think it's because it's a hidden weapons team. It is kind of fragile, and the fact that there is no you can go underground and then just pop up, which seems a bit weird, but there's already a unit that does that. So if I was you, I would take the unit. I forgot what it's called. It's the one with the drill, with the melee weapon, with the drill on a stick. I forgot what it's called, but if you want to do surprise attacks, take that one, because you can go underground and then just pop up 9 inches away with a warp thrower unit. On its own, I think the Doom-Flayer is rather fragile, but the Whirring Blades, if you get into combat, it can be quite good. And also the ability to malfunction is quite funny. But would I take it? I wouldn't. I mean, I like the unit. I think the unit looks cool. I would like to try it out. I would like to try it out to see how viable it is, because it has the possibility of moving 12 inches, which is quite far. I mean, yes, you can roll a double 1 and just move 1 or 2 or 3. It's the 2d6 that is, it can either move really far and be useful, or not move at all and be kind of shit. And it is quite fragile. It's like a glass cannon. So, yeah, I don't know. I would take it along. In fact, if I take one, I'll probably want to take 3 of these. Just for shits and giggles. But, yeah, I think to understand how this unit is supposed to work, I would take one, just to see if I can do anything with it. But then again, I'm not your dad. You probably might think this is the best unit ever or the worst unit ever. It's up to you. But me personally, I think the Doom-Flayer looks kind of cool and has a lot of lovely attacks to it. So, I've been Idiotic Synergy, and I'll see you later. Remember, take care, stay safe, and look after each other. Bye for now.